सो हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे द एयर क्वालिटी इंडिसेज एंड एयर क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स के बारे में। ये एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, बहुत ही छोटा टॉपिक है, जिससे हर साल जो भी सीपीसीबी या डिफरेंट स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड से रिलेटेड जो भी एग्जाम्स हैं उनमें तीन चार क्वेश्चन हर साल पूछे जाते हैं। साथ ही हम कुछ पुराने परीक्षा में आए हुए क्वेश्चंस को भी डिस्कस करेंगे। तो चलिए टॉपिक को स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले, what do you mean by air pollution and what do you mean by air pollutants? So according to the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, which is enacted in which year? 1981. According to this act, air pollution is the presence of any solid, liquid and gaseous substances in the atmosphere in a such concentration as may be and tend to be injurious to the human beings और अदर लिविंग क्रिएचर और प्लांट्स और प्रॉपर्टी और इन्वायरमेंट। ओके, सो इसका मतलब ये है कि एयर के कंपोजिशन में कोई भी चेंज हो, चाहे सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स की वजह हो, चाहे लिक्विड एरोजोल्स की वजह से हो, चाहे गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट्स की वजह से हो, कोई भी चेंजेस आता है दैट आर हार्मफुल फॉर द लिविंग बींग्स फॉर और द इन्वायरमेंट, दैट इज नोन एज ए एयर पोल्यूशन. So the factor or the substances which are responsible for the pollution of atmosphere known as air pollutant. So WHO in 1999 defined the air pollutants. Okay, so according to WHO, the substances that put into the air by the activities of mankind means anthropogenic factors in such concentration which are sufficient to cause the harmful effect to the all the living beings, our environment, okay, our property, our enjoyment, and all these things. Okay, so they're known as air pollutants. Now the air pollutants are basically classified into two categories broadly. There are many sub classification of air pollutants based on their nature, based on their formation, based on their chemical composition, based on their duration. Okay, but here we broadly classified the air pollutants into two categories. The first one is the primary air pollutants and the second category is the secondary air pollutants. So primary air pollutants means the pollutants or substances that are directly released into the atmosphere. Okay, so there is a direct source, there is a identifiable source. हम क्या करते हैं, हम क्या देखते हैं कि जो प्राइमरी पोल्यूटेंट्स होते हैं उनका सोर्स एक पर्टिकुलर सोर्स से निकलते हैं, वो उनका सोर्स हम आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं. So different, there are many examples that are related to the primary air pollutant that are the very important examples. So you have to take care. Likewise, the ash from the volcanic eruption, okay, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, NOx means oxides of nitrogen, NO, nitric oxide, nitrous oxide, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter, volatile organic carbon that includes both methane and non-methane volatile organic carbons, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon, toxic metals, ammonia, and radioactive pollutants. So all these are the primary pollutant, means these are directly emitted from the sources. And secondary pollutants are the pollutant or substances which are not directly released into the atmosphere. They mainly formed in the atmosphere in presence of primary pollutants, in presence of sunlight, UV rays, water vapor, humidity, temperatures. Okay, so by the reactions they are formed in the atmosphere. So they are primary pollutants, means they have no direct source of emission. So the examples of the secondary pollutants are here you can see NO2, pan, peroxyacetyl nitrate, ground level ozone. So take care, the ground level ozone is the secondary pollutant, but the ozone in the stratosphere is not a pollutant. Photochemical smoke, aerosols, mist, and acid rain. So these are the examples of the secondary pollutants. So here you can see a there is a single one a common pollutant that is comes under the both the primary as well as secondary category of air pollutants. So that one is the and that is the NO2. Here you can see the NO2 also come in the primary and it comes under the secondary also. Okay. So it means NO2 nitrogen dioxide act as a primary air pollutants as well as secondary air pollutants. So in many exams they ask the which pollutant act as a primary as well as secondary air pollutant. So this is very important. The second one thing is thing is that what do you mean by NOx? Means oxides of nitrogen. So what is the composition of NOx? So the composition of NOx includes only N NO plus N2O. Okay, NOx means NO, nitric oxide plus nitrous oxide. It does not include NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So keep in mind this is very, very important. Okay, so NOx means NO plus N2O. Okay, now the next slides. Now here we are going to see the what are the different sources of air pollutants. Okay, so there are many sources like the wood burning stones or burning of wood, power plants, forest fire, heavy duty diesel engines, okay, industrial sources, non-road vehicles, natural sources, cars and trucks, heavy duty diesel engines. So natural sources, what are the natural sources like volcanic eruption, forest fire, is the responsible by the forest fire may be due to the anthropogenic as well as natural factors. So the forest fire, volcanic eruption, earthquakes, these are responsible for the emission of the different gases in the atmospheres. And some plant are also responsible for the emission of pollutants like some a particular type of pollutants like some plants release the pollen in atmosphere in a large scale. They are also act as a pollutants. Some plants release the VOCs, volatile organic carbon in the atmosphere, so they are also act as a source of the pollutants. So these are the different sources of the air pollutants. Now, so the air pollution is a concern around the globe. So to understand the air pollution problem, to define the specific range, to identify the quality of air at a particular location, the concept of air quality index was developed around the globes. So the air quality indices are developed by many countries, and their ranges and their values are varied according to the country to country. Okay. So in India earlier there was no any index or there is no any parameter related to the air quality monitoring, and it was initially started in 1984. Okay, in 1984. Now we discuss about the air quality index. So this is one of the most important index related to the air quality. Okay, so this index in India launched in 2004. Okay, so this is very important. And the outline of this index is one number, one color, and one description that we will understand in the next slide. Okay, so we will discuss in the next slide. One number means एक number, एक color और एक विवरण है for the common man to judge the quality of air विद इन हिज विसिनिटी मीन्स उसके आसपास का जो एरिया है उसकी क्वालिटी क्या है उसको जज करने के लिए एक ये बहुत ही सिंपल इंडेक्स है सो द इन जनरल air quality index is generally used for the ground level of ozone for the measurement of the ground level ozone, but in India, keep in mind this is very important. In India, for the measurement or for the calculation of the air quality at particular location, eight pollutants are included. So this is very important. Many times they ask the question how many pollutants are included into the air quality index calculation. So 8 pollutants. Now you also keep in mind the name of these eight pollutants. The first one is the PM10, means particulate matter 10, PM2.5, NO2 nitrogen dioxide, SO2 sulfur dioxide, CO carbon monoxide, O3 ozone, ammonia, and lead. Okay, so in any air quality index, they never use the carbon dioxide as a pollutant for the calculation. This is again the very important line. Keep in mind, they never use the carbon dioxide, but they use the carbon monoxide. Okay, so in the air quality index, they included the 8 pollutants, and in air quality index there are 6 categories, and these categories are like uh, good, satisfactory, moderate polluted, poor, very poor, and severe category. Likewise, there are 6 categories. Okay, so this index, air quality index, is developed by the CPCB in collaboration with the IIT Kanpur and with the expert of the from the hospitals and from expert of the air quality professionals. So CPCB with IIT Kanpur, they developed this index. Okay, so this index is initiative under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So now this is the about the range of the air quality index. So the range of air quality index varies from 0 to 500. Okay, keep in mind, very important. The range is from 0 to 500. So they sub-classified this range. The 0 to 15, 0 to 50 is come under the good category. 51 to 100 come under the satisfactory. Okay. 100 to 200 come under moderate. 201 to 300 come under poor. 301 to 400 come under very poor. 401 to 500 come under severe category. So these are the 6 categories, and each category have a specific color code. Okay, here you can see, and the first one have green, yellow, orange, red, purple, and maroon. So sometimes they ask the orange color category having the air quality values how much? 101 to 150. Likewise, they ask the questions. Okay, so keep in mind what is the color means. So here you understand the air quality index described as one color means there are one color for particular category, one color, one number. Okay, so these are the number, and one description means the orange color describe that these are the quality of it is unhealthy for the sensitive people. So this is the description. So likewise, they have tagline for the air quality index. Now the air quality index, we already discussed the air quality index have how many pollutants? 8 pollutants. So here in this table you can see these are the air pollutants like PM10, 2.5, NO2, ozone, CO, SO2, ammonia, and lead. And here you see these are the 6 categories. Uh, Good, satisfactory, moderate, poor, very poor, and severe. So let's we take an example and try to understand this table. Okay, suppose a area having the air quality good under this category. Okay, ओके, किसी भी एरिया की वो क्वालिटी गुड है, अपन ये एग्जांपल लेके चलते हैं, तो गुड है इसका मतलब ये है कि वहाँ पे PM10 का लेवल है वो 0 से 50 तक वेरिएबल हो सकता है, PM2.5 का लेवल है वो 0 से 30 तक वेरिएबल हो सकता है, NO2 का लेवल है वो 0 से 40 तक वेरिएबल हो सकता है, ओजोन का 0 से 50 वेरिएबल हो सकता है. लाइक वाइज देयर इज ए रेंज ऑफ पर्टिकुलर पोल्यूटेंट्स in the particular category of air quality index. Likewise, this is the meaning of this table. So no need to remember this table. This is for your understanding. Now there are many other air quality index are there. So let us surfacely we discuss one by one. The first one is the air quality index in India. They come in the year of 2014 and they included the 8 pollutants. The second one is the green index. Okay, green index this developed in 1966. This is probably one of the earliest one index related to the air quality assessments. So this index include the only two factors. First one is the sulfur dioxide. Here you can see the sulfur dioxide, and second one is the COH, which means the coefficient of haze. Means they particularly they the smoke condition or haze condition level of haze condition they included for the calculation. So COH means coefficient of haze. Then after the next index is the Feinstock Air Quality Index in 1969, and it included three pollutant: carbon monoxide, TSP mean total suspended particle, and sulfur dioxide. Then after the next index is the Ontario Air Pollution Index, developed in 1970, and it included coefficient of haze and sulfur dioxide, two pollutants. Then after the next one is the Oak Ridge Air Quality Index. It was developed in 1971 and it included five pollutants: sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, and photochemical smoke. Okay. Then after the Greater Vancouver Air Quality Index, it included six air pollutants: sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, TSP, total suspended particulate, coefficient of haze, and PM10. Then after the last one is the most undesirable respirable contaminant index, MARC, developed in 1968, and it included the coefficient of haze for the calculation of the air quality. So in these index, you remember their name, their year of development, and the which pollutants they included for the calculation of the air quality. Okay. Now, the what is the application of these? What is the logic? Why we are going to calculate? And what is the use of this air quality index? So, in 1978, Oat he listed the many uses or application of this air quality index. So, let us here we discuss. We try to discuss one by one. Wait for one. Okay. So, the first one is the resource allocation. Resource allocation means the government, suppose there are two states, one is the Delhi and one is the Rajasthan. Okay, let us we will discuss about two cities. One is the Delhi, second one is the Mumbai. Okay, so government want to give some money to both cities for the management of the air quality issues. Okay, so government see which city have more air quality index. More air quality index means more polluted air. So government give the more resources, more allocation of fund to the cities that having the more air quality index. Okay, so likewise they use for the resource allocation, the ranking of location. They in a single city or in a city at many locations they rank the air quality status of different areas. Okay, then after the enforcement of standard according to the air quality index, the government and another other bodies that are responsible for the enforcement, they enforce the different acts related to the air pollution in the particular location, particular city, okay, or state, or throughout the country. Then after next one is the trend analysis. ट्रेंड एनालिसिस को अपन एक सिंपल एग्जांपल से समझते हैं. हर बार दिल्ली में गवर्नमेंट ऑल इंडिया मोस्टली दिल्ली का जो एयर पोल्यूशन दिवाली नाइट का जो एयर पोल्यूशन का लेवल है उसका स्टेटस देती है और साथ ही वो कंपेयर करते हैं कि पिछली बार इतना लेवल था और इस बार ये लेवल हो गया. सो लाइक वाइज वी कैन differentiate or we can compare the trends of different days, different air or particular days throughout the year. So they are used for the trend analysis. Then after public information, so different bodies like CPCB, State Pollution Control Board, they put the display board in the cities for the awareness regarding to the air quality indexes and the quality of particular locations to the uh, public of the particular area. Then after scientific research, so all these data are also used for the scientific research management and for the uh, provision of the adoption strategies. Now we are going to discuss the air quality standards. Again, this is a very important topic. Okay. So regarding to the air quality, there are two standards. The first one is given by the CPCB, they known as National Air Quality Standards, National Ambient Air Quality Standards, NAAQS, given in 2009. Very important. Each and every line is important. The National Ambient Air Quality Standard was given by CPCB in 2009. So the National Ambient Air Quality Standards are given for the almost 12 pollutants. So this is very important. How many pollutants? 12 pollutants. And the second category of the air quality standard given by the WHO in 2005. And these standards they revised in 2021. Okay. So and the WHO included only six air pollutants, and these pollutants are PM 2.5, PM10, ozone, NO2, CO, and SO2. So you have keep in mind these each and every line is very, very important in this slide. Okay. So WHO give the standard in 2005. They are revised in 2021, and WHO give the air quality standards only for six air pollutants. You also remember the name of these six air pollutants: PM 2.5, PM10, ozone, NO2, CO, and SO2. Now we discuss about the National Ambient Air Quality Standards 2009. Again, this is very, very important table. You have to remember each and every line of this table. Okay. So here you can see there are two column. One is related to the industrial, residential, and rural areas, and the second one is related to the ecological sensitive zone. And the standards of different air pollutants give into two levels: the annual average basis and the daily basis, means 24-hour basis. So here you can see the annual basis, the range of air quality standard for the SO2 is 50 microgram per cubic meter, but on 24-hour basis, that is the 80 microgram per cubic meter. And the method, so likewise, for each and every pollutant, they give the standards for the air quality at annual basis or 24-hour basis. So here you can see most of all the pollutants having their value in the microgram per cubic meter. Okay, keep in mind. But in the case of CO, carbon monoxide, you see there is the unit is microgram per cubic meter. So they are 2 microgram per cubic meter. But sometime in exams they put the value 2000. When we convert this milligram per cubic meter into microgram per cubic meter, then we will multiply by 1000. So it will become 2000 microgram per cubic meter, 4000 microgram per cubic meter likewise. Then after the concentration of benzoalpha pyrene, arsenic and nickel given in the nanogram per cubic meter. Okay. And the last one column is again very, very important column. And there are the method that are used for the analysis or measurement of different air pollutants. So here you can see the first one is the waste and Geiger method. Again, this is very important method used for the sulfur dioxide measurement. In second column here you see the Jacob and Hoyster modified method used for the nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Then after these methods, gravimetric, TEOM and beta attenuation. Okay. These methods we can use for both the particulate matter, PM10 and 2.5. Okay. For measurement of these, we use the gravimetric method. TEO means tapered element oscillating microvalence. Okay, tapered element oscillating microvalence TEOM. These use for the particulate matter and beta attenuation. Then after for ozone we use the chemiluminescence chemical method. These are the some important terms. For the lead, that is heavy metals. For heavy metal we use AAS and ICP, and we use ED with the Teflon filter. Then after for carbon monoxide we use non-dispersive infrared spectroscopy and DIR. For the ammonia, we use indophenol method, that is important. For benzene, that is VOC, volatile organic carbon. We use for gas chromatography. For benzo alpha pyridine, we use the HPLC and GC. And for arsenic and nickel, these are the heavy metal. For these are we use either AAS or ICP. So, dear friends, this is very important table. Each and every point, every line of this table is very important. So you have to remember this table. Now the suppose we are going to measure throughout the year. So we have at least we should measure at least one note for measurement in the year, at least two measurement in a week or 20 on the basis of 24-hour basis. Okay, average 24-hour average basis. So in a year, we should take at least one note for samples, and for weekly basis, minimum two sample we should collect for the measurement of the air pollutants. Now the WHO air quality guidelines. So we already discussed the WHO listed only the 6 air pollutants for the guideline, and initially the WHO gave the standard in 2005. They are revised in the 2021. Okay, so here you can see WHO give on the basis of the annual basis and 24-hour basis, average time basis. Here you can see the annual basis, the standard is 10, and for 24-hour basis is 25. Okay, so students, you keep in mind, suppose there is a question, simple question, what is the PM 2.5 annual basis air quality standard of for the PM 2.5? So the simple answer is the 10 microgram per cubic meter. Until he is not mentioning the year of the WHO standards, you have to consider 2.5 only, 2005 only. When he mentioned, the examiner mentioned the year 2000 on the basis of 2021 modifications, then you have to select your answer according to these values. Okay, so likewise these are the different standards for the different pollutants given by the WHO. Now the WHO revised their standards after 16 years. Initially developed 5 in 2005, then they revised into 2021. So after that there is a gap of 16 years. But when we going to compare both the WHO standards and National Ambient Air Quality Standards that is given by the CPCB, so there is a huge variation in the values. Okay, so you have to remember both the tables. Both are the importance when you are going to uh, attempt any question in exam. You carefully read what is the reference, either CPCB or the WHO. So according you have to select your answer. So then after the World Air Quality Report 2022, so each year the a organization that is known as a IQ Air, that this is a Swiss technology company that is prepared this report each and every year. So in 2021, they prepared a report based on the PM 2.5 data from the 7,323 cities and almost 131 countries. Okay, so Delhi ranked fourth among the 50 most polluted cities in terms of PM 2.5 level. Lahore was the most polluted city in the world, followed by the Hotan in China and Bhiwadi in the Rajasthan. And country-wise, the Chad, Iraq, Pakistan, Bahrain, and Bangladesh are most polluted countries in 2021. So these are the some finding of this report. So, dear friends, now we are going to discuss some questions that already asked in many exams related to the CPCB or State Pollution Control Boards. Okay, so let's we discuss one by one. So the first question is, in which in the city of our country, which of the following atmospheric gases are normally considered for the calculating the air quality index? Okay, so let us we check one by one. So carbon dioxide we already discussed. In the in any country, no one using the carbon dioxide as a pollutant for the calculation of the air quality standard. So we cut this option. Then carbon monoxide, yes, we are using carbon monoxide. Nitrogen dioxide, yes, we are using nitrogen dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, yes, right, we are using sulfur dioxide. Then after methane, no, 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 we are not going to use the methane for the calculation of the air quality standards. So the right answer is the 3, 2, 3 and 4. So 2, 3 and 4. So B is the right answer. Now, the which of the following is the secondary pollutant? So, dear friends, we already discussed the secondary pollutants are the pollutant which are formed in the atmosphere and they have do not have any direct source. So you have to remember each and every example of these air primary air pollutant and secondary air pollutants. Here we see the oxides of nitrogen. They are the primary air pollutants. Okay, sulfur dioxide primary air pollutant. Carbon monoxide is a primary air pollutant. Ozone, they have no direct source. So ozone is a secondary air pollutant. So right answer is the ozone. So the next question is the as per the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Okay. So read the question very carefully. National Ambient Air Quality Standard 2009. The limit of annual, there are three things. First one is the National Ambient Air Quality Standards, means CPCB standards. Then after second one is the which time, annual average, and pollutant is the SO2 and which area, industrial area. Okay. So according you have to select your answer, right? So, according to the annual basis for the sulfur dioxide, so the right answer is the 50 microgram per cubic meter. When you go through the table, you see annual basis is 50 and 24-hour basis is 80 microgram per cubic meter for the industrial areas. Okay. Then after the next question is the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1984 has how many chapters? So right answer is the 7 chapters. So in this act there are 54 schedules and these schedules are sub-classified into 7 chapters. Okay. Next one is the how many air quality categories are defined in the report on the National Ambient Air Quality Index published by the CPCB. So how many category? So there are 6 category in air quality index. Good, very good, poor, very poor, and severe. These are 6 categories, and eight are the pollutant they are using for the calculation of the air quality index. Now, next question, according to the National Ambient Air Quality Standard, one number one thing one, the annual average. This is the things two, nitrous oxide. This is the three, and zone is the ecological sensitive zone. So according to the ecological sensitive zone, nitrogen dioxide standard for annual basis, that is the right answer is the 30 microgram per cubic meter. What will be the range of air quality index for the purple color representing the poor category? So the right answer is the so for the yellow color, the right answer is sorry, which color? Here the purple color represent which category for as a poor for 201 to 300. Now, so the question is next question is the ozone is a secondary air pollutants because it is formed in the troposphere. That's why this is the secondary pollutants because this is formed in the atmosphere. There is no direct source. And then after the next question is the yellow color AQI represent So have any idea? The yellow color AQI represent from 51 to 100. This is the right answer. The next question is on the 24-hour basis, the National Ambient Air Quality System code PM 2.5. So the right answer is the 60. So dear friends, if in any question they are not mentioning the area, like it is industrial area, it is residential area, or rural area, or ecological sensitive zone. So in that case, you consider that this is the industrial area. Okay. So on the basis of industrial area, you have to select your answer. Now the next question, in next question you can see, according to the CPCB standards, means National Ambient Air Quality Standard 2009, the annual average concern nitrogen oxide in ecological sensitive area. So the right answer is the 1 minute. The marker is not. The right answer is the 30 microgram per cubic meter. Now the next question, the annual National Ambient Air Quality Standards in India for the elemental pollutant like lead, arsenic and nickel. When you see the table, the right answer is first one, 0.5 microgram per cubic meter for lead, 6 nanogram per cubic meter for arsenic, and 20 nanogram per cubic meter for nickel. So in the next question, this is from the WHO guidelines. So WHO guideline value for ambient air concentration of PM 2.5 and 10 in daily basis, means 24 average basis in microgram per cubic meter. The right answer is the for 25 and 50. Answer is the B. 25 for PM 2.5 and 50 for the PM 10. So this is the right answer. Now the next question, we already discussed the for annual or yearly basis measurement. We have to should take at least one note for measurements, means twice in a week. Now the next question is the which is not note, that is important, used for the analysis of gaseous pollutant in the ambient air. So in that National Ambient Air Quality Standards, we discussed there are some methods of measurement of different pollutants are given in the last column. So the Jacob and Hoyser modified method, first one, this one is used for nitrogen dioxide, NO2. So dear students, keep in mind, this is very important. This is used for NO2. The indophenol method used for ammonia. Okay. And H3 ammonia. The waste and Geiger method, this is used for the SO2 sulfur dioxide, and the Winkler method that is used for the DO, dissolved oxygen, measurement of the dissolved oxygen in water. So DO is not a gaseous pollutant. So this method, means Winkler method, is not used for analysis of gaseous pollutant in the ambient air. Now the next question is, how many parameters are taken into consideration when measuring the air quality in India? So how many parameters? 8 pollutants. In India, air quality index use the 8 pollutants. Now, which of the following pollutants are considered when measuring the air quality? Okay, let us we check one by one. Carbon monoxide we are using, ozone we are using, PM 2.5 we are using. So all three are using. In second option, ammonia we are using, PM 10 we are using, lead we are using. So second is also right. Third one is NO2 we are using, SO2 we are using. Means all the options are right. So all the pollutants we are using for the calculation of the air quality index. Now the next questions, which of the following statement is true about the air quality index? So let us we check one by one. First one is, it indicate the color of the air. Wrong, it is not indicate the color of air. Okay, so there is a color code that indicate the quality of air. Okay, it is not indicating the color of air. It predict ozone level in your area. That is the right one. Initially they are using for the to predict the ozone level. Okay, now we check the next one. It determine the intensity of sound and sound pollution. No, no, no. It is not related to the sound pollution. Okay, so again this is wrong answer. The last one, it estimate air pollution, mainly sulfur dioxide contained in the air. But no, no, no. This is the mainly used for the ozone level in the air. So the right answer is the second, B. Now next one is which pollutants are using for the measurement of air quality index. So let us we check one by one. Sulfur dioxide we are using, carbon dioxide we are not using in any index. We are not using the carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide we are using. So 1 and 3 is the right answer. So answer is the A. Only 1 and 3 is the right answer. Means sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide we are using for the calculation of the air quality index. So thank you friends for watching this video. Please subscribe our channel, like our video. If you have any query and questions, you can mail us. You can write a mail or you put your question in the comment box. We will try to give the reply of your question. Okay, अगले वीडियो में मिलते हैं, तब तक के लिए नमस्कार.